Welcome to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com. Hope all is well. We're going to recap Summerslam thoughts, and we're not going to do all the matches. We're going to do most of the matches. Just kind of giving some of my thoughts on these matches here. No particular order, obviously. The first match that we come across that I want to talk about is the main event, or the match that was last, maybe is a better way to put it. And that was Roman Reigns defeating Brock Lesnar to become the new Universal Champion. And many ways to look at this. Couple of good things here. A lot of people, are you guys happy that Brock is not the champion anymore? And did Vince get what he wanted? Is this exactly what Vince McMahon wanted all along? This is, I think, exactly what he wanted to do. And he was trying to get sympathy for Roman Reigns. You know, most recently when Paul Heyman attacks Roman Reigns through the with the spray in the eye, trying to get sympathy for Roman Reigns, trying to get more cheers for him. That's why Seth Rollins sometimes, notice Seth Rollins comes out and helps Roman Reigns. Never really Roman Reigns all that much helping Seth Rollins. It's to get all that clapping, all the ovation behind Roman Reigns. All right, this is what you'll be surprised that the fans. It seemed like most of them, a good number of them, cheered for Roman Reigns when he became the champion. Now, is Vince McMahon looking at this? Is that the cherry on the top? That Reigns beat Lesnar for the Universal Champion. Now the fans are cheering him because they're so sick and tired of Brock Lesnar. And I caution you guys, this could be only for everyone to turn back against Roman Reigns real soon. Real soon. But for the time being, Reigns, or being the champion, for the time being, however long it is, I think you look at it, it's a good thing for two reasons. The title is back on TV every day. It's back on TV. And it will be, I think, defended on every pay-per-view. And secondly, you have guys like Balor, Rollins, Ambrose. I think they have a much higher chance of, as far as beating Reigns, as far as believability, than they would beating Lesnar. But Roman Reigns is so pushed that he's Vince's baby, that he might be the champion for a while. Or do you see Braun Strowman cashing in the Money in the Bank? Or, before you guys are quick to say that this rematch was over, there's a video circulating that his shoulders did not touch the mat on a count of 3. And Brock Lesnar is due for a rematch. I could see this going on to WrestleMania. So, many ways to think about what could happen. And Ronda Rousey is now your new women's champion. You could argue she had a pretty good match on WrestleMania. Would you say that she's solid in the ring? I don't know about solid in the ring, but she doesn't look bad. A lot of it, too, is the help that she's getting by her opponents. Now, there's a lot of name recognition behind Ronda Rousey as the champion. It brings new eyeballs onto the TV screen. Does it? I think it does. Now, the one thing I'll say about Ronda Rousey is I just wish that she would do more than scowl all the time. It's really not scary in the slightest. I think it's a little bit silly. And she does it all the time. She just looks like a pouty child to me. I think, Ronda needs to polish her ring work and definitely work on her character a bit. She'll be fine. But she's definitely not embarrassing herself. Now, remember too, it was a bit of a squash match. But remember how they've kind of booked Alexa Bliss, and that's really to be kind of heel, like cowardly and really running away, and this you know, kind of the way they book this, what I'm trying to say, in my opinion, you kind of seeing this being played out this way as far as the result. Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Jeff Hardy to retain the United States Championship. Jeff Hardy, the Swanton, hurts my back. Also, Jeff Hardy, I'm going to Swanton onto the apron. What a spot that was. Now, how Randy Orton was out there to mess with Jeff, but he decided to mess with the writers instead. Maybe he wants copyright on Braun Strowman's Get These Hands. Respect to Jeff Hardy, man. He gives it all for the business and the fans, even though he has problems with his back, man. That's all I gotta say. Why is he still taking spots like that? Why? And it was an average match, and I think that spot kind of stuck out the most. Demon Finn Balor squashes Baron Corbin. 3 to 4 hours of makeup just for a 3 to 4 minute match. I think it was the right call. Balor needed that strong win. Corbin can always get his heat back at a later date. Maybe do we see Aleister Black coming up versus Demon King? Book it, Vince. And the Demon character spices things up a bit, right? Crowd chanted, "This is awesome," within minutes after the match started. And just like that, Balor looks like a main event player once again. Was Baron Corbin brutally squashed? Did he even hit a move? Did he even try to hit Balor with a move? Now, I'll ask you this. If the Demon is booked so strongly, why didn't he face Brock? This Demon could have been Brock, and it would have been okay for the fans, I think. Maybe something to ponder. And The Miz beats Daniel Bryan with assistance from Maurice, handing The Miz brass knuckles. Now, Miz is a great heel. Does he get his win back, Daniel Bryan, in Hell in the Cell? Yeah. Match was incredibly good for me. Considering Daniel's limitations. I really did like the ending. It immediately allows for another match down the road. So, is Daniel Bryan gone? I don't think so. I think he resigned. I think he will resign. Classic heel tactics at its finest. Miz is just phenomenal. Do you see a title in this picture sometime down the road? I could see it happening. Could see it happening. Samoa Joe beats AJ Styles by DQ after AJ snapped and hit Joe with a steel chair. Who's your daddy? Right, Samoa Joe? Are you guys tired of seeing AJ Styles as your champion? This is how, what they're doing, this is how you build a story and make a feud personal. Great way to end it by a DQ, because usually DQs just end so lamey, so lame. This story is only the beginning. I think this is just the foundations of it. And these two guys, they have chemistry between in the ring. And to be able to add it to make things personal, very key as well. Very key. And they know each other very well. Like the look where AJ Styles was just staring down Joe with blood streaming down his face. Love that. Love that shot of it. By the way, I kind of laughed out loud when Samoa Joe made that daddy comment to Wendy, which looks like his actual real life wife. So I like it. Did you notice those TNA chants during the match? When's the last time you heard a TNA chant? And I kid. Maybe dare I compare this to a Guerrero Mysterio-like feud. That's how you book a DQ is what I'm going to say, guys. That's how you book it. Congratulations are in order to Charlotte, who's now the SmackDown Women's Champion yet again. I think this was a good match. To me, Carmella, demonstrated a remarkable improvement in the ring, and it showed. It shows. You guys got to give props. But the question that has been circulating around the internet is, was this a real heel turn? And I could agree to a point. Was this a real heel turn by Becky Lynch? Or was it, was Becky justified doing what she did? And because of that, the fans will not boo her, just like when the Usos turned heel, because they got tired of what they called would be some of the crowd's nonsense. Now, and it's just not booking, you might say. The IWC just has been reacting this way for heel turns for years now. And especially, too, I'll tell you this, especially after everyone wanted her to win. To a point, I was saying, instead of, trying to be, a bunch of smartasses, logically, this one made, it made sense. It reminds me of it just made sense, logically. But listen, I know this is the storyline. You'll have a heel champion, Becky, soon. Will the reign of Charlotte be short term? And I could see that happening as well. Listen, again, give Carmella props. She worked that entire match. Did a very good job. And the one thing I'll say, to me anyway, Becky's a natural face, and Charlotte can kill it being a heel. Now, this is new for Becky, at least in the WWE here. How will she pull this off? Braun Strowman defeats Kevin Owens. Friendly reminder that Kevin Owens is gold on the mic, regular worker on WWE, showing up every week despite taking the hardest blows in WWE, and a former Universal Champion with a great heel persona. Was this a burial? I could agree with you that this was a burial to a degree. Now, look at it. It's almost like Owens was being bullied. And what happened? Owens stood up to a bully, and the bully squashed him. You might say, nice message. But I think Kevin will still rise to the top. People wanted Braun to look like a monster, and he did. But Braun looks. Did we want to see a better Kevin Owens Braun Strowman match? Of course, but Braun Strowman looks like a beast, and you need that when he gets that title, okay, or when he attacks Roman or Brock Lesnar, whoever it may be. He's a monster, and that's how they're trying to book it, as a monster. But there was a lot of build-up for this match, and Kevin Owens absolutely did get his ass handed to him. New Day beat the Bludgeon Brothers by DQ after Eric Rowan hit Big E with his mallet. I don't know really what to tell you of this match. I think the ending, it was a decent match, but the ending just killed the crowd. And I could see why this match was a very close match. It was going back and forth. And I see why you need the mallet there to kind of continue to get that heat on him, to make him look like the monsters that they are, because they were a little bit vulnerable facing the New Day. In this case, you know, I don't know. I really didn't like the DQ ending in this one. I didn't like the finish, is what I'm saying. Seth Rollins becomes a two-time Intercontinental Champion. Seth Rollins, the most over guy right now, I think, as far as the face on Raw. Crowd was wide awake after that inverted superplex into a roll through. Holy crap, man. Rollins is on another level. Great match. Both of them guys deserve respect for this match. Who else thought that Rollins was pinned through that zigzag? It was a legit surprise when he kicked out. I was also scared when Ambrose was behind Rollins. Now, they definitely set the pace. Can you top that? I dare you to top that. That was the type of match put on between these two guys. And Seth can even fight with a broom at the moment and deliver a match of the night type caliber match. Right? Did Tyson Kidd produce this match? I am 100% sure that he did. Great opening match. I really set the bar high, I think, for the rest of the evening. You might even argue that the Intercontinental title is even the it's the main title of that show. So overall, I liked SummerSlam. It was a good show. Did have its little bit of lull, a little bit of a type of moments, but I did like the match. I did like it. Hope all is well, and the card rather. Hope all